It's Hyper Halloween.
Now here's a movie that could probably fit in the Creatures from Beyond category, but for this Hyper Halloween, I'm sticking with creature feature given what's presented in the film. Virus is a 1999 sci-fi monster film that is B-movie goodness. The film didn't do well at the box office, but became a cult classic. Virus starts off with a Russian crew aboard a research ship. The crew is communicating with an orbiting space station. During this communication, a large source of energy is traveling through space. The energy hits the space station, kills everyone on board, and transmits itself down to the Russian ship. Fast forward 1 week later, and a salvage crew is sailing the same seas. They lost their cargo in a typhoon and realize that their ship isn't doing so great. As they try to make repairs on their ship, the Russian ship appears on their radar. They quickly determine that it's empty, and it could be worth millions if they bring it in, so they set off to claim it. The crew, led by Captain Everton, boards the ship and attempts to restore power. That's not the best option though, because the entity that entered the ship 1 week prior is still within the ship's electronics. When the power is restored, the entity is able to regain power. This entity began creating cyborgs and other mechanical nightmares from the former crew and other things that were around the ship. It's now a fight for survival as the entity begins to create more cyborgs to capture the new crew. Virus has some really cool effects and plays on some interesting motifs. The entity's goal is to eradicate humanity because it thinks humanity is a virus. It transforms the humans aboard the Russian vessel into grotesque cyborgs that seek out other humans. Ironically, it's the salvage crew that actually reinforces what the entity says about them being a virus. They all act out of greed and self-interest and are quick to turn on each other because money is involved, aside from a select few. Not only does Virus have awesome effects and a cool monster, it also has a great cast as well. Donald Sutherland plays Captain Everton, William Baldwin plays one of the crewmates, and Jamie Lee Curtis plays the lead role. Curtis does a great job in this role, which makes sense given that she's an iconic scream queen. Apparently though, she does not think highly of this movie, as she cites it as one of the worst that she's ever been in. In my opinion though, I don't think it's that bad. The effects look very cool, and I think they still hold up today. The story is also pretty unique as well. I'm not sure that I've heard of any other movies with a similar plot. What's really neat is that the story of the movie is actually based off of a comic series. I've never heard of them before, but I would honestly love to read them. Apparently they were re-released in graphic novel format after the film's released, and changed slightly to match the film. Like I said, I would love to grab a copy of this, but I can't seem to find one anywhere. At least at the time of writing this. In addition to that graphic novel, there was also a line of action figures that were released to help promote the film. Some of these action figures could even be converted to their cyborg counterparts, which is really cool. There was also a video game adaptation as well that ties into the movie. It's called Virus, It Is Aware. This game was only released in Europe and supposedly plays similar to Resident Evil. Virus, It Is Aware is 100% on my radar now, but apparently doesn't have much to do with the movie in terms of the characters, but I do believe it follows the core theme of the entity trying to eradicate humanity. So Virus is a movie that I definitely recommend. It's a popcorn flick with awesome visuals, a creepy environment, and a pretty good plot. Check it out if you get the chance.